Good Thursday afternoon to you. Thursday afternoon at 17:02 on February the 12th, I believe, 2026. So last weekend, I think Sunday maybe, I don't remember now if it was Saturday or Sunday. Hell, it might have been Friday. I did a 3-hole oil change on this thing. Engine, transmission, and primary drive. Changed the oil filter, of course. I cleaned the air filter. I changed the spark plugs and properly gapped them. They were not properly gapped by any means whatsoever on the old spark plugs. More than likely the original spark plugs at 67,000 miles. They look like garbage. I put in some NKG Iridiums CR9 EIX, gapped to 35 thousandths. I believe the spec is anywhere from 31 to 39, and I was amazed at the noticeable difference in how well the throttle response was. I posted about that on a Road Glide Facebook group, and somebody said, did you change the air filter while you were in there? Or excuse me, the fuel filter? I said, of course not. That would have been the smart thing to do. Why would I have done such a thing? So I watched a video from Sick Baggers on how to do that. Ordered up the parts. Mine was definitely hosed. It looked like shit. I should have turned left back there. But anyway, I got it put back in. Went to start the bike and it just cranked and cranked and cranked and cranked and cranked, and it would spit and sputter and fire a little bit, but it would never stay running. It was already 7:30 at night. I didn't feel like screwing with it any further. This was last night that I was doing this. So I just said screw it, kind of half-ass put everything back together. I'll deal with it tomorrow. No idea what it could have been. There's all kinds of wires inside the tank, but I could hear the fuel pump priming, so I didn't think I had nicked one of those or anything. Only thing I thought could have been a thing was if the fuel filter was not bi-directional and I put it back in wrong. So I got home from work today, took it all apart, and immediately noticed that the little U-clip that holds the fuel filter bucket to the fuel pump, I had missed it. It's weird how it goes through. I had missed one of the rails that this little U-clip slides through, and it wasn't completely locked together. So my guess is it wasn't building up enough fuel pressure, and that's what the issue was. Getting it clipped back in there correctly was a royal pain in the ass. And then getting the fuel pump back down inside the tank was another royal pain in the ass. Holy crap, was that needed. Obviously from the picture it was needed, but shit, at slow speeds like this thing struggled to take off sometimes. Especially if I was sitting at a stop sign for a decent amount of time, when I go take off, it would stutter like crazy. I always thought it was a transmission thing. It was obviously fuel starvation. So I am not having that trouble at all, and I should have by now. I probably ought to stop up here. I'll do it on the way back. Put fuel in the tank. After the oil change, I always put an entire can of Berryman B12 in the tank and then go put fuel on top of that. And I'm about out of fuel. I'm just about quarter tank. 27 miles to empty. And I'd like to get it all run through there before I go put fresh fuel back on top of it. Not that it really matters, but in my head it does. So I'm going out to Highway 4 between Yukon and Piedmont to stretch this thing's legs out just a little bit, blow the rest of the cobwebs out of her, and I think I'll stop at Grady's Route 66 pub, have me a PBR, and head home. Just one, okay? I'm looking at that camera like it's on. It's not on. SD card's full. Also, I don't have it on right now, but I have an Advan Black brand tour pack for this bike, and Advan Black makes identically color matched bodywork for these bikes, but their hardware, like their mounting system for example, is flat garbage. The quick detach for my tour pack from Advan Black fits so terribly that I'm afraid it would break the plastic of the tour pack if I didn't have some kind of weight in there or something to take up the unused space of how the forks slide onto the front knobs back there. And I've tried several things to take that space up. I tried electrical tape, I tried beer can, I tried a piece of rubber make your own gasket, like a hose gasket, cut into strips, and I posted in another Road Glide forum or Facebook group asking what other people have done, and the only answers I was getting were, well, if you brought the brother Harley Davidson hardware, you wouldn't have that issue. Bunch of idiots. But one guy said E-tape. He obviously meant electrical tape, which, like I said, I tried that and it didn't work. But in my head, he meant something else. And it reminded me of some stuff that we used when I was in the Air Force called F4 tape. It's some kind of a silicone tape that when you stretch it, it fuses to itself. And there ain't no taking it apart. So I Googled that, and there is a civilian version of it just called fusion tape. They sold it at Ace Hardware, so I went and got me a roll. And so far, it is working fantastic. It's not getting all torn up. It definitely took up all the unused space. The tour pack doesn't bounce around at all now. And when I take the tour pack off, it stays there. It doesn't just fall off. The beer can would get all chewed up in one use. The make your own gasket would get all chewed up in one use. This stuff so far, I've taken the tour pack off twice and put it right back on with no trouble. This was a dumb idea. At least we're burning the hell out of our fresh oil. That took for freaking ever. Anyway, we're on Highway 4 now, heading north. I think there's a cop behind me, so I can't stretch the legs out right now. I mean, they're stretched out. What am I talking about? So I think about covered everything that I got on my docket for talking about right now. We'll probably be short and sweet. If I think of anything else, I'll turn on the camera. If not, we'll shut it down here. Thank you for riding along. I hope this information was able to help somebody out. So if you watch this video and you change your air filter, your fuel filter, I mean, in the future, and it doesn't want to start, maybe now you'll have this in the back of your head. You're not building up fuel pressure because you didn't get that clip in there right. See you on the next one.